morning, everyone. It's September 11th, 2020, America. It's been some time since I've made a video. One of the reasons, but not completely the whole reason, is they change the subscription rates and structure for my screencasting software. I really didn't like it, and so I didn't renew my screencasting software. Quite frankly, I really don't have the money to do that. Before this coronavirus bullshit began, I was doing computer technician work and mechanical work and other stuff to make money. All this has gone away, and I simply cannot buy a subscription when I don't have the money to do so. So there's that. But I chose today to start making videos again for a reason. And I think that is rather obvious why I chose today. Now, since my last video, a lot has transpired. Everything I said was going to happen pretty much did. And there was no need for me to continuously repeat what I thought was going to happen when it was pretty obvious that it was all unfolding before our very eyes. So, here we are a couple months later, and millions and millions of people have lost their jobs. And a lot of these people, they're in a state of despair. A lot of them have lost their homes. A lot of them are waiting for the day and they are going to be evicted. And a lot of these individuals blame themselves. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that your government has lied to you. It's not your fault that the government, local governments specifically, not the federal government, ironically enough, but your local grassroots politicians, your governors, your mayors. And don't get me wrong, the federal government has done plenty wrong in this, but Donald Trump is not to blame for this fictitious disease. Now, I will be the first to admit that I was very worried that this disease was a real thing. And you can go back to January, February time, and you will see that indeed I was a little bit worried about this because I have children and nobody wants to see their children suffer. And nobody wants to see their children gasping for air as they die. But as time went on, narratives began changing. At one time, don't wear these masks, they will do you no good. And then all of a sudden, wear the masks. And by the way, we had the same ordinance as a lot of other places here, and I refused to wear one. Every store that had a sign up saying that you must wear a mask, I went into, and I didn't wear a damn mask. I'm not going to wear a damn mask. And nobody has said anything to me. Not a word. As I speak, millions, or thousands anyway, of people have been displaced by fires on the West Coast. As I speak, people are leaving these mega cities, these like New York, and I guess mega city may not be the appropriate name for them, the large cities, in favor of more rural, small communities. And they come, they crowd up our roads, and instead of facing the problems where they live, they have chosen to run away from them. It's not your fault that you lost your job. Unless, of course, you got fired for being a dick. But if you're one of these people that lost your job because of the extreme overreaction of government, it's not your fault. You got to remember this. You got to remember there's nothing these individuals in the ruling class won't do to harm you. There's nothing these individuals won't do to harm your children. So, before you get down on yourself about losing that job, about losing that home, about losing that car, about losing your life, you remember it was the politicians that you voted for that's done this. As an example of what their capability, we can look back on 2001, September 11th, to understand that these people will go to any lengths to hide their crimes against you. You know the trillions of dollars that have gone missing, just gone. Remember that the Senate or Congress could not be bothered to come up with a relief package for the people. Not that it was a good thing, just more debt, but it's better for it to go to you than it is these giant corporations who are laying people off anyway. They couldn't be bothered to send you another measly $1,200 fucking stimulus check, knowing full well their actions are the cause of your demise. I recently saw an article talking about how 75% of Americans believe that the government is corrupt. Yeah, 75%. Well, 75% polled anyway. But these are the same Americans that will go vote for these same corrupt politicians, or have voted. The same ones who scream about the police being defunded. Now, I'm not on Black Lives Matter side, you know this. But I'm not on the police side either. Both groups are equally bad. Except most police don't get years and years in prison for their numerous crimes against the American people and our children, for the numerous assaults, murders, kidnappings, and robberies committed in the name of law and order. You know, and the civil asset forfeiture that Donald Trump loves so much. Guns have been flying off the shelves. Ammo flying off the shelves. There's a shortage. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Because we are now, and have been, in a state of civil war. How is it you continue to support these agencies, these institutions, these politicians, when you know deep down inside, in your heart, in your soul, they're the ones to blame for virtually every fucking problem our nation has? Why? Why do you continue to vote for these individuals? Why do you continue to prop up this failing system? Is it because you're stupid? I don't think that you're stupid. I think that you're brainwashed. I think you're brainwashed to believe that there is no other way for people to function, for a society to function. But there is. We do not need authoritarian anything. See, this is the problem with Black Lives Matter, Antifa, Donald Trump, the police, all of them. They all want the same thing. They want you, the average person, under their thumb, doing what you are told, thinking what you're told to think. Now, I've tried in vain throughout the years of doing these videos to get people to unite, to group up, because there is safety in numbers, and I do not like people. I don't. Because you're so easily brainwashed. You know, if you were to ask a fish about their environment, the last thing they would mention is the water, if at all. There's no coming back. This nation, as we know it, is gone. And from here, for the next 7 years, make that 6 because this year is almost up. The American people, the ones who survive, a lot of them will suffer. A lot of us will suffer terribly, especially those individuals who didn't listen to the warnings for the last 10 years to prepare. What do you think's going to happen when these people, the ones who lost their jobs, their livelihoods, their homes, their everything, when they become hungry? What do you suppose is going to happen? Do you think that they're just going to crawl off into the woods and die? You think that these Black Lives Matter riots are bad? You haven't seen shit yet. This is just the beginning. I don't want to put fear in the hearts of anybody. That is not my goal in making any of these videos. My goal is to warn you. My goal is to help you understand that it is those people who make the decisions on your behalf, those people you vote for, who have done this. If you look back through history, you'll see that it's always been the governments of this world who have caused the vast amount of suffering on this planet. And you still keep saying we need them for law and order. But there is no law and there is no order. Yeah, they have laws written down, but only you, the average citizen, is answerable to the law, to the court system. If Donald Trump molests a child, he gets away with it. If Jeffrey Epstein molests a child, he gets away with it. If cops molest children, they get away with it most of the time. If a cop kills somebody for no good reason, they usually get away with it. If a cop rapes a woman, they get away with it. All these people get away with what they do, the crimes against you, the average person, while you're held to a standard they cannot be held to. They're going to tax you into oblivion to pay for everything that's been done. And then they're going to steal that money like they have on 9/11, like they did before 9/11. And there's nothing these individuals won't do to hide what they've done. I warned you many months ago that if I were in that position and I didn't want the public to find out about what I've done, because I knew if they did, I would be hung or some other crazy shit, I would detonate an EMP to get rid of the evidence. This is something we should be expecting. There's nothing these individuals won't do to cover up what they've done. Nothing. And that includes killing 300 or 260 million people, or displacing a chunk of that number. You had a decision to make many times, and you chose wrong. You chose to believe in a politician. You chose to believe in law enforcement. You chose to believe that America is the freest country on earth when really the opposite is true. With every passing day, new laws are being enacted, binding you further, shackling you further, imprisoning you further. And people on Fox News would like to pretend like this country isn't the world's largest concentration camp, but it is. And the police out there are there to maintain the dominance for the politicians. They're not there to protect you. They're not there to help you. They are there to keep their thumbs on your heads. And you continue to support them. Like you continue to support individuals with heavy hands like Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and the rest of them. I hope after this country is burned down, and it is going to be burned down, there probably won't be a whole lot in the way of infrastructure left. I hope you remember who caused all of this. It wasn't you, at least not directly. It was the people you voted for. It was your police officers. It was your federal law enforcement. It was your president. It was your governors, your senators, your congressmen, and your corporate CEOs. These are the people who have done this. And they should all be punished. See if I can continue to make videos after today. I don't know if I will or not, but if I have something to say, I guess I'll say it. And until next time, you remember who is to blame. Kill the state and live free.